everybody. I know it's been a while since I've been on my channel. I haven't forgotten about anything or gave up on my blog or anything. It's just I took a bit of a hiatus, and there's just been a lot that's going on. So I needed to take some time for myself, and even then, it still hasn't been like totally full-time to myself. Just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm going to have this blog up, and I have another blog coming right after this. It's going to be about being 100% honest with your CF care team and why that's important. But I wanted to give you an update on me first and things that have been going on CF-wise. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. It was chaotic and awesome all at the same time for me, per usual. And let's see, where do I start? There's just been so much going on. I finished up a CF study that I was doing in August called the gallium study. So I finished that up. It's going to be good if it ends up with really good results. I'm not sure if I told you guys about that. It's about a drug that mimics iron. So a catch-22 for CF patients is a lot of us have an iron deficiency, so we need to take iron every day. I'm one of them. The problem is the bacteria in our lungs thrives on iron. So we get kind of a catch-22 where we need something for our bodies, but bacteria in our lungs goes, this is awesome, food, metaphorically speaking. Anyway, so they're looking at gallium to kind of treat lung infections, because gallium is molecularly structured to look like iron, but it's not. So the bacteria in our lungs thinks it's iron and it eats it up, and we're hoping that it'll kill it. The bacteria I'm talking about is Pseudomonas. I culture 4 different strains of Pseudomonas, so that is targeting that particular bacteria. I should have specified that at the beginning. Either way, it's going to have wonderful results if this works out as planned. Because it looks like iron, and the Pseudomonas in our lungs is going to eat it up, and it'll hopefully kill it. Anyway, so I finished that up in August. Obviously, I'm still wedding planning, and I went back to work part-time. I know I posted about that, I think. So I've been doing that. The last couple weeks, though, I have, well, let me back up for a second. CF has this funny way of progressing on some people and progressing in minute ways. So, new issues pop up, or new trickle-down issues from CF pop up, and that's what's happened to me. So, about 2 weeks ago, I started experiencing, chest tightness, and sometimes it would make me short of breath. The weird part was that I only really noticed it if I was sitting still, or if I was just kind of chilling in bed, hanging out, not really doing physical activity or up moving around. Because when I'm up moving around, I don't really feel it. So, if I'm sitting here talking, sometimes I can feel it. So that's my new little thing. Now you're thinking, oh, she has CF. She experienced chest tightness all the time. Well, if I'm super hella sick, yes, but it's never really been my consistent thing. It's not really something I have dealt with, because I have relatively high lung function for a CF patient. And I've been very blessed to be that way. Pretty consistently. Now, I've had times where it's dropped pretty low when I'm sick, but baseline is high 90s. Right now it's 87, and that's up. It's been hanging in the 80s lately, and it's pissing me off, honestly. But I've been working really hard to try to get it back up to where it should be and where I want it to be. So I had clinic last Tuesday, and I was there 4 hours. Any CF patient knows when you have clinic, you're there forever. You have to see 4,000 people for 4,000 different things. It's a long day. I still have to go back for annual labs, which I just actually reminded myself about just saying that just now because I forgot. And so I was talking to my doctor about this. Now, I did a blog a while ago about cold air and CF patients and how the wintertime affects us. And the cold air doesn't like my lungs, and my lungs don't like the cold air. So honestly, I just need to move to Florida for like 6 months out of the year. Wishful thinking. Anyway, what happens is it causes what my doctor said is like bronchospasms. So it's almost like an asthmatic symptom where your airways just become a lot more sensitive to environmental things or anything really. And they spasm and kind of try to close up in reaction to that. So it's almost like an asthmatic symptom. And my lungs have decided to start doing that now. Now, if you're in Maryland, you know that the weather's been up and down because it can't make up its mind which season it is. Like today's like almost 70 degrees, which is nuts for December, but it happens. So I know it's not totally the cold weather, and it happens when I'm inside too, so it's not just me going outside. So he said I'm just having bronchospasms all the time now. At least that's what he thinks it is. I'm pretty sure he's 99.9% right because my doctor's hardly ever wrong when it comes to issues with me. But so we're gonna try to. We put me on a new medicine called serevent. So because I've been having these bronchospasms, my albuterol inhaler, my puff inhaler, my fast-acting one, has kind of been my best friend the last couple weeks, and I've needed it a lot more. And again, if you know me, I hardly ever need my inhaler when I'm having a good streak of not being sick. And so the thing with albuterol is it gives you a good spike and opens your airways for a couple hours, and then you slowly goes away. So serevent has a lower dose of albuterol and I think something else in it, and it just kind of, you take it through a discus, and it's a lower dose of albuterol that just kind of lasts longer, over 12 hours. And I'm going to do that twice a day. I started it Monday. I can tell you that I haven't needed my inhaler since I started it, but I do notice close to the end of that 12 hours, I do notice that I need it again. Like, I can feel the spasms happening, and I can feel the tightness sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. So, I mean, I just started it, so if it's going to have any kind of long-term effect, obviously I'm going to need to be on it for a while. But so far, I've noticed a difference. So that's good. So, let me think, what else? I enrolled in another CF study. It's kind of a pilot study with a new vest design. And honestly, I hate the vest, but I like the vest that I have personally. That's my vest, not the study vest. I can deal with. It's never been my favorite thing. It's never going to be my favorite thing, but I do it because I have to. If I travel, I use my acapella. For those of you that don't know, the vest is kind of a thing you put on. You put like vacuum-like hoses on it. It blows up and it shakes you for a percussion for airway clearance. So I enrolled in this study, and there's a couple things I need to address with this, because this is probably the one study I've failed miserably at, and it's not on purpose. It's just literally because life happens, and that's the things they want to know about. That's the only good thing about this study and why it's a pilot. They want to know if you like the vest, if you don't like the vest, why you like it, if you're using it, if you're not using it, and why you're not using it. So I enrolled. I had clinic right before Thanksgiving on Tuesday, and ever since clinic it was bake, cook, busy, run. And I'll be honest, I haven't been 100% compliant. I've done my damn best to be, but I've had, mishaps and missteps and haven't got everything in. And I did, when I finally got my first day of the vest in on Monday, I hate it. I hate that new design. I don't know if it's maybe the design particularly or the fact that they go through different frequencies and different settings on its own, and it literally just kind of beats the shit out of you and gives you a workout you didn't ask for. I was so exhausted. So exhausted from that. It wasn't even funny. And I got about a week left, I think, and I don't even know if I'm going to do any more of it. I got to talk to my CF nurse. I got to really think about this, and I might try it again, but with how I've been feeling lately, I might not. So, I've been having sugar issues too, and every now and then my sugar likes to bottom out for no reason. I'm good for months at a time, and then out of nowhere it's like, hey, you're just going to bottom out here and there for no apparent reason. There's not a change in diet. There's nothing new in the diet. I bottom out on foods that really I shouldn't bottom out on. So I have to see a specialist about that to kind of get a workup and figure out what's going on, because my nutritionist at this point is stumped, and so am I. I bottomed out at work today. I currently feel like shit, and I'm going to go home and take a nap. And I've also been extremely sleepy the last couple weeks, and I'm thinking maybe I was having sugar issues that just weren't noticeable enough to test for, and maybe that's why I'm so sleepy too. So I'm hoping to get this addressed, because it's getting annoying. I need to be able to get shit done, and I haven't been able to get anything done that's relevant, and I just want to get fixed. Like, it's very frustrating when you deal with this kind of stuff as a CF patient, when you can't just figure things out and figure a solution and fix it and make it, and just make it better. My hypoglycemia has always been a big issue, and it's just so random. It's never consistent. Sometimes I bottom out when I shouldn't. Sometimes I think about what I ate and go, okay, now I understand why I bottomed out that time. But there's times where it's just like, this makes no sense at all. So that's what I've been going through, and that's what I've been up to. The Christmas madness has started, obviously. So I'm hoping to kind of balance out and get back to being 100% compliant, and kind of feel. I just want to feel better. I just want to feel better. I just want to be able to get up and start doing something and finish it, instead of getting up and like 2 minutes later I want to sit down and go to sleep, or I want to sit down and do nothing because I'm exhausted. And I'm over it. I'm over it already, and I'm ready to fix it and get back to normal, well, as normal as can be life for me right now. Luckily I haven't missed work. I took a nice mini vacation to Florida right before Thanksgiving, so I did get a break. It's literally just these trickle down effects from CF, which are sometimes worse than having CF itself. These trickle down issues, whether it's blood sugar issues, whether it's, my musculoskeletal issues, it's just, sometimes it's worse than having CF, and it gets old. It gets old quick, and it's frustrating, and I know I'm rambling at this point, but that's kind of where I'm at, and that's kind of what I'm going through. And hopefully I'll get back on to getting regular blogs up at least once a week. If not every other week. I'm going to try really hard at the beginning of the year to make that my goal. I know the Christmas season, it's going to be super busy, so once I get my other blog recorded for being 100% honest with your CF team, it may be a couple weeks before I get another one up. It may be the new year, probably, before I get another one up. So I'm going to get this one up and get that one up, and I'll hopefully see you guys around the new year. Don't forget to check out my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to keep up with my updates when I get back into the swing of things. You obviously get notifications for those when they pop up if you subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.